Right, now we're going to talk about Operation Digital Pioneer Mission 4. We're almost halfway there, guys. Almost halfway there. There are 7 missions after all, so I guess we're past halfway. Who knows? Mission 4 is all about optimization. But what does that mean exactly? Well, in Mission 1, we collected all the data that we needed in order to make logical decisions. We set up analytics correctly. We set up SEM Rush correctly more than 9 months ago. So 9 months ago, we set up all of our data collection systems. And then 6 months ago, we developed a strategy to actually create and implement a digital marketing strategy that would get us sales, that would get us traffic, clicks, that would get us impressions, visibility, clicks, and then conversions, which means leads or sales. And then from those sales, the CRM team would then reconvert our existing customers, hopefully, into return customers over time. So we learned how to do all of those things in Mission 1, 2, and 3. In Mission 3, we actually did all the work. We implemented the digital marketing strategy, or some of it anyway, that we learned about in Mission 2. Now we're in Mission 4. We've already implemented some of the techniques that we came up with in Mission 2 for digital strategy. Now we need to perfect the work that we've implemented. Now see, the digital marketing strategy was based on information that we had in the past and based on projections that we hoped for the future. But now we've implemented a lot of those techniques. It's time to look at the data. Now we go back to Mission 1, we look at all the data and compare it to where we were before. So we're doing better here, we're doing worse there, we can improve these things and so on. Okay. We're focusing on the wrong consumers. We're focusing on the right consumers. We're focusing on the wrong keywords. We're focusing on the wrong businesses, the wrong locations, the wrong something. All of that will be discovered now that you've implemented new marketing techniques. Now that you have proper data collection systems, you'll know where your consumers are coming from, who they are, what they're looking for, what they want, what they don't want, and what's working and not working. You'll get a much better understanding of that now. And so now is your chance, your last chance before the end of the year, to improve all of the work that we've implemented. Now, it needs time. You need at least 100 clicks or 1,000 clicks if you can get it in order to determine whether or not a specific keyword is going to be profitable or not. You have to get at least 100 clicks in order to determine a percentage, 100%, get it? So if you get 100 clicks and no sales, you don't have 1% conversion rate. Okay, well that kind of sucks. It's definitely going to be less than 1% conversion rate. So now that we've implemented, now that we have a few hundred clicks per keyword, per market, per location, for all of these things, now we get to change those keywords. We get to improve the rankings of SEO by increasing the amount of content that we wrote originally. Now, through SEM Rush in Mission 2 and Mission 1, in SEM Rush, we discovered exactly how many words we needed for each keyword in our strategy. Because SEO Rush tells us that our competitors have a minimum of, say, 2,000 words per page, per keyword. Well, now we know we need to make more than 2,000 words for one page, for one keyword, if we're going to compete with our direct competitors. Now, we've done that, but we realized in the optimization phase, now we realize maybe we can enhance the content with a video, with some images, music, whatever, plenty of options, but let's make that page better. Let's get a higher ranking. Let's get higher click-through rates. In optimization, now we can start talking about link building. Before, there was just no point. But now during optimization, now's a good time to start talking about link building. And that's just for SEO. There's so many other things that we need to discuss for optimization because it actually has it in the name, search engine optimization. But most companies are not even ready to do SEO until they've mastered the other 3 things: data collection, strategy, implementation. Now you can start to perfect your pages to make sure that they rank not only in position 1, but also 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can get multiple pages per keyword. You can get multiple domain names for the keywords. In SEO Review and Optimization section, for example, we might decide that we want a whole new website just for one keyword, or maybe a group of keywords, because they're so profitable for us now that we should get position 2, 3, 4, and 5 as well, and push all of our competitors right off of page 1. That's called optimization. That's called improvement, perfecting the system. And the same goes for Google Ads and search engine marketing. Even Yahoo and Bing need to be improved. Maybe we should raise the clicks, lower the clicks. We could do so many different things. We can target specific people with emails through search engine marketing as long as they're logged in. We can follow specific people should we choose to go that far. But there are other techniques, like for example, removing the ads during times where there's not going to be any sales guaranteed. 3 o'clock in the morning is a terrible time for most companies, unless you're selling drugs for insomnia or something like that, or unless you're working on the other side of the world. All right, then there's conversion rate optimization all over again. Here we go. This is the 4th time we're going to talk about conversion rate optimization. But this is where it gets really good. Now we can see exactly where our customers are dropping off. We could talk about abandoned cart captures. So there are softwares out there that can warn you when somebody's abandoned the cart. We can install that plugin, the software, and that way you can go get those customers when they drop off at certain points and say, excuse me, I noticed that you stopped buying my product at the stage where I asked for your personal address. If that's a problem, I can send it to your company address. Or how about something else? I see that you stopped it at the credit card point, or at the shipping point. Or is it the shipping that bothers you? Is it this that bothers you? Let me help you complete this purchase, please, because I want your money. Well, that's a thing you can do. We call these live chats, and we call them abandoned cart live chats. So after your customer, before he becomes a customer, but after they abandon your cart, you have their email, their information, you can have your customer service call them. And that's one of the techniques that we'll be talking about in advanced conversion rate optimization during the optimization phase. In fact, CRO also has optimization in the name. But that's where it gets really interesting, because now we can really determine which products are causing the lower conversion rate. Now we really can dig into that. And this is where a CRO becomes more and more profitable by the day. Every time we do a product or a service, your conversion rate will increase because we can have a different customer service message, a live video during the checkout process only for certain products. Well, that's pretty cool. We could preempt the abandoned cart. We can prevent the abandonment of the cart by placing a video in certain circumstances. But that's pretty advanced optimization. You gotta have done mission 1, 2, and 3 first, and then we can talk about that. But that's what this mission 4 is all about. Then we do advanced ad creatives and extensions, ad extensions. So especially in SEO and search engine marketing, we have structured data, featured snippets, Q&A. Like for example, one of the really good ones is the question and answers. So consumers ask questions all the time, not about your product. That's an FAQ. That's different. But about life in general, that actually merges or crosses paths with your products. You want to answer those questions because then you're the authority on whatever question the consumer is asking. Just make sure it's a question that you want to answer because it can lead to a sale. That's a really good example of advanced ad creatives and extensions. Another way is to create 5 to 10 ads for every ad group. Now this is critical, it's very important, but it takes a lot of time to get that done. I'll teach you how to use Excel sheets to create ads in bulk, but really good quality ads. Always focused, always customized, but millions of them at the same time. Yeah, you heard me, millions. I've done hundreds of millions of ad copies in my career by automating the process through Excel and using the concatenate feature of Excel. Well, very advanced campaigns, very advanced programs. There are many, many different types of extensions to discuss. There's the phone number extension, there's the messaging extension, text messaging, then there's the social media extension. There's so many different extensions that I can't talk about them all right now, but we do talk about them during the optimization phase, because now that we're in position 1 for SEO and SEM, it's time to enhance our listings with more links, more clicks, more call outs. A call out is a very short phrase that allows you to just give a quick message. Hey, we have the best X, we have the best Y, we have the best Z. It's just a call out. You can't even click on it, but your customers will see that and they might be enticed to click on the link just because of that particular call to action, or call out, as Google Ads calls it. We do all of those and more, and we teach you how to use those extensions to optimize your campaigns, both SEO and SEM, and display advertising as well, among others, and we really enhance and enrich the ads during this campaign. So that means that we can reinforce really, really good campaigns, and we can help really bad campaigns get better. Then, of course, we do the product and service call to action, round 3. This is where we really need to look at our products and our services and determine whether or not we got it right the first time. Because we implemented the strategy, we know what we put up, but did it work? I mean, did we get a really good conversion rate? What's our click-through rate like? This is where we analyze the data and we improve it from there. So I don't even know what the answer is going to be, but I can tell you that this is where we modify all of our CTAs, our call to actions, to make them better or to make them perform better than they currently are. From there, we have review and improve the key performance indicators, because we already had KPIs from Mission 3 implementation, and we also had projections, which now we have to review those projections, review the KPIs, and improve their accuracy. The longer you modify and work on your KPIs, the more accurate they're going to become. Eventually, you're going to get to the point where you can predict within 2 decimal points what's going to happen in your projections. And you can overshoot your KPIs by 10% on purpose every single time, so as not to overwhelm your board of directors, but to make them happy nonetheless. It's a really fine line. You see, you have to go beyond your KPIs to get your bonus. But if you go too far beyond your KPIs, then your board of directors are going to assume that you don't know what you're doing, because you got way better results than you should have. Now we have to produce more product. Now we have to increase our staff. You should have told us that you were going to get 50% increase. What? I did a bad thing by making your company better? No, you did a bad thing by underestimating or overestimating your abilities. And that's what KPIs are. You're supposed to say what you're going to do and what you're going to achieve. And if you go way beyond that or way below that, you either screwed up in one way or you screwed up in your projections. It's okay to go over your KPIs. In fact, you're supposed to. But you should also anticipate, if you do it way too much without warning your CEO that you have exceptional results, you're going to get yelled at. Because if suddenly your KPIs are 300% higher than what they should be, all of a sudden, and you don't tell anybody, you're going to get in big trouble. You have to warn people. You say, excuse me, I have excellent news, but you need to be aware, our KPIs have just tripled what they were supposed to be. I think this is great news, wonderful, but in a month and a half, when I report back to my board of directors, I have to readjust my KPIs now before the board of director meeting. And therefore, the board of directors, they're going to know that you're doing something on purpose. You're doing it right. So your KPIs were this, but you tripled them? That's fantastic. And you modified your KPIs midstream. That is to say, in the middle of your campaigns, you modified your KPIs to let us know that you were doing better than you hoped. Now, that's a guy that you promote. That's a person that you give a raise to. That's a person you keep your eye on if you're a board of director or a CEO. That's what I'm going to teach you how to do. I'm going to teach you how to not only how to accurately gauge what your KPIs are going to be, which we did in Mission 3. That's what we already did. But now I'm going to help you optimize. In Mission 4, I'm going to help you optimize your KPIs. Did we go above or below what we were expecting to do? As long as as long as we are within a 10% plus or minus, there's nothing to report. You're fine. Even if you're under by 10%, nobody's going to care, man. It's not that big of a deal. You're just going to make up the difference in the next quarter, and everybody's okay with that. If you're under your key performance indicators by 10% or more, you're going to have to explain what's going on. And it's better that you explain in advance before you have to report to the board of directors. You send an email warning people that you're undercutting your KPIs. You need to modify them midstream. We might not hit our targets. Now you're giving the board of directors and the CEOs an option, which is something that they desperately require. An option to allow you to not hit your targets, or an option to reinforce your team, reinforce your budget, give you whatever it is that you need in order to hit your budgets within the allotted time frame. Most CEOs will relish the opportunity to increase a team's performance to reach a KPI, even if it's an ad hoc campaign. So just because you're about to miss it doesn't mean that the CEO is going to let that happen. Now he has the option. He can come in and help you and get you to the point where you're reaching your KPIs, even though you believe that you're going to miss them. Now that's something that everyone can get behind. What people can't get behind is when you get to the report 3 months later and it's just 20% missing on the KPIs. That's not acceptable. You should have told us before that you were going to miss it. Anyway, that's what that happens a lot in corporate infrastructure, because employees don't realize that they need to give options to the CEOs and the directors of the company. They have an option to allow your KPIs to miss, or they have the option to triple down or quadruple down or double down, reinvest in your department to reach those KPIs. And as long as you're playing by that particular playbook, you're never going to miss. You're never going to get in trouble when it comes to KPIs. As long as everybody is working together, you're just a part of a team. If you go over the KPIs, you're not a part of the team. You're just a superhero who thinks that he can do whatever he wants. It's really hard to win with boards of directors. You got to get it right, and when you get it wrong, you got to tell them in advance. That's it. Right, now, we're going to be doing that, and we're going to be doing projections. Now, projections can be wildly off, and nobody's going to care. They're just going to be curious, like, right, so you thought you were going to make $100,000, but it turns out you only made $5? Whoa. How much did this cost us anyway? It only cost us $2. Right, so we still made a positive return on investment, but your projections were way off. Okay, well, let's change the projections for next time, reduce them. No problem. Because projections are guesses. They're hypotheses. And whether or not you're going to reach that, well, that comes down to a KPI. But it's not important that you actually hit your projections every time. Finally, we're going to be working on improving the daily habits that we developed during implementation. Only now we're going to be working on daily optimization habits. And that's where we look at the pages that are most important to us on a day-by-day basis and see what we can do to improve those pages with backlinks, with extra content, with social media links, with so many other things. And we can do that on a day-by-day basis, which is much more valuable than doing it all in advance or doing it all after or before. Daily habits like this will improve your performance of your overall campaign, one product at a time, one campaign at a time, and altogether your digital marketing strategy will become super, super strong because you optimize the whole strategy on a day-by-day basis, focusing on the details until all of the details are covered. Even if it takes years to completely cover all of the details, that's what's necessary, and that's what's going to help a digital marketer properly optimize the digital marketing campaign. And that's really, really important, and I'll tell you why. Mission 4 is all about perfecting and really getting your KPIs to where they need to be. Right before the most important part of the year, reporting. Oof. After 12 months of hard work in digital marketing, everything in Mission 5, everything is going to be about reporting. First of all, we're going to learn how to do reports. We're going to learn how to talk about them. And then we're going to learn how to improve the results from last year so that we can restructure our strategy for the coming 12 months. So mission 5 is where it gets unbelievably serious. You've had a whole year with your eyes wide open. Now you're looking back with 2020 vision, and you're going to see what happens next. You're going to decide what happens next. Because you've seen what happened before, now you got to make it better, or you got to stabilize what you've done and make sure that it happens again for the next 12 months. All of that happens in mission 5. We'll go over that later. But mission 4 is your last chance to get the numbers in mission 5 to look amazing. And that's what we really, really need to do in order to get your board of directors to invest huge amounts of money in mission 6. Now, mission 6 is where we're going to ask the board of directors for tons of money. And we're going to get it. We're going to ask them for millions of dollars. They're going to give us hundreds of thousands. We're going to prove that we know what we're talking about and make them a huge return on investment. And then we're going to get big raises, bonuses, and everybody will be happy. Okay, anyway, that's media planning. But optimization, mission 4, is ultra critical. Because if you can't even get the basics done right, if you can't even hit normal KPIs, and if you can't even accurately gauge your projections, after a year of work, it's going to show blatantly, it's going to show up in the reporting stage in mission 5. And that's why we give 3 to 4 months for the optimization stage. I'm sorry, 3 to 6 months for the optimization stage. Students can actually skip the 3-month lecture on reporting. They can skip it and move forward, or they can duplicate mission 5. They can take it twice. Yeah, mission 4 optimization is so critical. It might take more than 3 months to actually optimize your campaigns to the point where they're self-sustaining. And so between mission 4 and 5, it's possible that we'll repeat mission 5 a second time, do a do-over 3 months later, so that we have 6 months of optimization. And then mission 5, we do it again, so that the board of directors can ask for better reporting. Of course, by that time, we'll have asked them what they want to see, what they want to hear, and then we'll prepare those reports for them so that they can receive them in mission 5. But the problem is, mission 5 is going to show what you used to do. That's the past. In order for board of directors to really have faith in a digital marketing strategy, they're going to need to see that the optimization has taken effect and that it's going to deliver a positive return on investment. Because if they don't see that in mission 5, there's no chance that we're going to get them to invest in mission 6. I'm still going to teach you mission 6. That's not the point. The point is, it might take you years before the board of directors finally approves any campaigns that we talk about in mission 6. I would rather that you get approval for at least 3 or 4 campaigns of mission 6 during the program. And therefore, I need, you need, we need, and they need the reporting of the digital marketing strategy, not only to be perfect in the information that they need to make business decisions, but the data in those reports needs to look positive. It needs to have a positive return on investment as you give it to them, so that they know that they can expect a continuing trend of positive reinforcement, of positive return on investment. Excuse me. That's the trend that we need to show in mission 5 live to the bosses, which is why it's actually recommended sometimes to do mission 5 once, gasp in horror, and then do mission 5 again after you finish the optimization 3 months afterward. The same can be said for media planning, which is why we have a 21-month program instead of an 18-month program. All right, next time we talk, it'll be about reporting, and it'll be a lot more detailed. See you in mission 5.